Good afternoon, everyone. Scott here. Today's theme is all things rosé. And rosés are really gaining in popularity. I'm sure you've all noticed. There's really been some traction with this style of wine in the last little while. And rosés can be made in multiple different ways. A rosé can be made as a blend of whites and some red or rosé blended into that for color. They can also be the red juice that is bled out of a red fermenter, which is also called saignée. So you're going to pull the juice out of the fermenter about a day or so into the process before it's really picked up too much color or any of that tannin from the skins. Again, that's called saignée. And then a wine like this, which is our Pinot Noir Rosé by Serenity. This wine, the Pinot Noir, was brought to the facility. The grapes were really only the contact it had with the skins was the time of picking and in the bins as it came to the facility. So a very short amount of time on the skins. And then the fruit goes immediately up to the press and is pressed, and the juice goes to a stainless steel fermenter and is fermented exactly the same as a white wine. We keep the temperature cool and we ferment the wine to retain all those fresh fruit characters that we want into this rosé. This specific rosé is more of a drier styled rosé. It is a wine that has also gone through a little bit of malolactic fermentation, so it's enough to just sort of round out the mouthfeel, just soften the acid and sort of soften the wine. And it's also had some time that it's spent on its lees, so on the light lees, to also kind of build up the mouthfeel and round it out. Rosé is a very versatile wine. There's lots of different types of rosés and different styles. This would be more kind of going towards the classical French style of rosé, which is a part of the world that takes their rosés very seriously and commands a much higher price. And that's something that we're starting to see here in the North American market, where people really are starting to take rosés seriously, and they are starting to command a higher price here. And I've noticed that in the last while, they're really starting to look for that style of wine from a North American producer, and especially here in the Niagara Peninsula. And you're really starting to see a shift over in the market to one, lighter styled rosés in color, but also in a drier style wine that pairs well with foods, and moving away from that sort of sweet, poppy, entry-level kind of wine into the market. And that makes me happy because I really love rosés. I've tried many wines from the south of France, and it is definitely a style that I like a lot. This wine here is very indicative of that. And if you haven't tried it, I recommend that you please do. This is a wine that matches fantastically with a summer barbecue and the warm weather that we're hopefully moving into very soon. This wine will pair fantastically with that. Again, anybody has any questions from winemaking side or any of the styles or anything to do with those wines, please feel free to email one of us, and I'm sure we can get an answer back to you as soon as we can. Thanks.